Hey guys, Ryan here from startingsolar.com, and this is my review of the Light-A-Life 350 from Goal Zero, which can either be a downlight or a lantern light, as we can see here. So I'm going to go into detail about the different features of this light, as well as what I think. So I've actually purchased 4 of these lights for my van. It's a multi-purpose light that you can either have it as bright, or it does have a dimmed option. You can have it as a lantern or as a downlight, as you can see, and you can hang it with a carabiner, which also has a magnet on it, or it has a magnet on it itself as well. And the reason that I chose these is that I actually have a Yeti 1250, which you can see here, and I didn't want to learn how to wire regular lighting. So the great thing about these is they plug straight into a Yeti or into a 12-volt slot as well, which we will look at. So I have already opened one of these. So it comes with the light itself, as well as a teeny tiny little booklet that talks a bit about the lights. It also comes with this 12-volt adapter, which you can put in the big hole there, which then converts it into the 6mm output, which we will talk about. So before we go ahead and turn this bad boy on, I want to talk quickly about the features. So the first thing that you'll notice is the plug. So this is a 6mm 12-volt plug, which can go straight into the Yeti like that. If you do want to plug it into 12-volt, that is what this adapter is for. So that is the plug for it. We also have a carabiner, which we can use to hang it off things, like we can hang it off a tree, or we actually plan to run a wire in our van that we can hang these off. The carabiner also has a magnet on top if you want to stick it onto metal. So that's pretty cool. On the top of this, if we go and have a look, we've got our light switch. So one way does it full brightness, the other way does it slightly dimmer, and in the center means that it's off. We've also got some magnets on top here, 3 magnets if you want to attach it to a roof. Now, attaching it to a roof of the van, which we would have loved to do, it's quite difficult because you've got to make sure that wire's not in the way. You can stick on the roof, but then you can't reach the switch when you do that. As well, if you want to daisy chain them together, you can do so through this hole as well, but that means that you can't really magnet onto the roof. It's a nice feature having the magnets on there, but in terms of practicality, it's not super practical unless this is maybe the last light in your chain and then you wanted to stick it maybe onto the wall or something. You could go ahead and do that. But you'll find that these lights, they're quite bright, and so having it at the wall pointing like that, if you look directly at it, then it can hurt your eyes. So I much prefer them pointing down. I much prefer them in lantern or just, above your head, so you're not actually looking at them. So this light can just stay like that, or we actually have the ability to unhook it and take it off, and this now interlocks into there, and that turns into a lantern. You'll also see that this is the cord storage as well, so you can go ahead and unravel this, and it gives you quite a decent amount of distance. So without further ado, let's go ahead and plug this in and see how it works. So I've got it plugged into my Yeti 1250. Let's go ahead and turn the power on. Turn the 12-volt on, and down here we can go ahead and turn the light on. So you can see, I think this is on its dimmer setting, and then it becomes much brighter as well. If you look directly at it, you can't tell from the video, but it's super bright to look at, so I would definitely not recommend looking straight at it. But it is a very bright light, 350 lumens to be precise, and it works great for us in the van. Having 4 of these is definitely going to be overkill for us, but we like the flexibility of these in terms of we could have 2 in the van and then 2 running to our outside undercover area as well. So you can also have it without the lantern part on, and so it's just going to point straight down and light an area. So this can be great for above things like your kitchen bench or your dining table or something like that. If you don't want the broad area sort of lantern light, you can really point this down onto an area to illuminate a particular surface. One of the things I love about the Light-A-Life 350 is how easy it is to connect multiple lights together. So you can actually chain up to 8 of these together at a time, and chaining them is easy. We just simply unhook this little cover and we grab the input from the next Light-A-Life and we go ahead and plug it in. It is a bit hard to get it all the way in. So now that that's plugged in, this light will now work. So we can see that this light is working. we can now go ahead and connect the next one. So I'll go ahead and do that. And now we'll see this third light is working as well. It's really cool when chaining these together that they don't affect each other. So if you have the first two off, then the third one's still gonna work. You can do the last two. You can do all three of them. You can take the middle one off. So you can do all sorts of combinations with your lighting. It's not like you have to have the first one on in order for the second one to work, etc. So we've got 3 of these going at full brightness at the moment, and we can see on our Yeti that the output is 14 watts. So they run apparently about 3 watts each on the higher setting. So I'm guessing about 3 to 4 watts. And if I drop them down to the lower dimness, then we can see my output has dropped to 0, which isn't correct, but let's put 1 on a higher brightness, 6 watts. So maybe 1 to 2 watts or something like that on the lower setting and 3 to 4 watts on the higher setting. So all up, I think this is a really great multi-purpose outdoor light, as it says right here. It's just very versatile, very easy to use. You can connect multiple ones together. It's got the down light or it's got the lantern. It's got 2 different brightness settings as well. It's got a long cord, and yeah, you can even buy extension cords from Goal Zero as well to make them go even further. You can use them in your Yeti, or you can use them from a standard 12-volt car battery output. And so all up, they're really great, really easy to use, and I'll leave some links in the description if you're interested in purchasing these. I totally think they're worth the money, but I'll leave it up to you to decide.